Dances, no matter which way you look at dances, dancing is dancing. The dancing that we did in the 60s and the 70s are some of the same dances that are being done today. They're just being called different things. I remember seeing Maria and doing the Dougie. And I remember thinking that back in my day that was called the Popeye. I met Mary Jane Hennessy on a bet when some girls bet me that I wouldn't go ask her out. I was coming off of working for Northern Natural Gas. I had oil on a stained t-shirt, and I just said, okay, I'll go ask her out. And she said no, of course, because I was an evil looking person at the time. And I wouldn't have gone out with me either because I was dirty. And I just did it on a bet, and I didn't think anything out of it. And she came to school, and we went out later because people told I was a decent fellow, that I wasn't an axe murderer or something of that description. And we made a life, a very good life. Primarily in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with 4 children, and it's been good because we've had to do it with the help of family. I'm really grateful for what her mother and father were able to do for us and how they supported her, and it shouldn't go unnoticed that they did. With everything that I had to do with going back and forth for my mom and my father, she was able to support me with doing that. We're at a stage now where we're coming toward the end because I have cancer, and I'm 62 years old, soon to be 63 in December here, that we have to make changes in our life. But the changes in our life won't affect us primarily because of the things that we've gone through in the past, the things we've shared, the challenges that we've had to overcome. By any stretch of the imagination, when you think about it, only but for the grace of God, there go I. So only but for the grace of God, there go our children, there go our lives. And I think our lives are defined not only by what we've done, but what our children have done and will do. And we are grateful for all the opportunities that have been afforded not only to us but to our children. We are really happy about what they've achieved. We're really happy about how their lives have turned out, and we hope that they will continue to evolve and that they will get the things out of life that they really want. But the one thing that each parent worries about is, did you give that child enough to be successful? We hope that we did. We're almost positive that we did, but the truth is always in the end result.
Did you anticipate having 4 kids when you and Mom first started married?
No. I did not anticipate having 4 kids. When I was a young kid, and this is where dreams and everything, when I was in high school, I thought, okay, I'll probably wind up playing college ball, then I'll probably go on to the NFL. Then what I'll do is I'll become a trapper in Canada, because I used to read a lot about boys' life. And I'll become a fur trapper and trader. I'll get rich in the Canadian Yukon. I'll have 3 boys, and God always gives you a bonus, so I have 3 boys, and I got a bonus, I got a girl.
And what was it like going from 3 boys to a girl? What was that like?
The difference between raising boys and raising girls is a shift in mindset, and what I realize now that I would have been a better father to the boys had I had a girl first, primarily because girls challenge you to communicate. Boys you say something to, and the boys will go, okay, I'll figure it out. Girls, will you say something to a girls, and especially when you're coaching, they'll make you explain it. What do you mean by that? What does this mean? What does that mean? Well, It's an effective form of communication. And what it means is, it means that you have to explain and you have to delineate what you actually mean in detail so that you become a better coach and a better parent. Coaching basketball is a blessing primarily because as an athlete you can't compete anymore. But what you do is you get the thrill of seeing your kids and other people's kids compete.
So why do you still do it today? I mean, what has coaching basketball, what does it continue to do for you?
You continue to hear girls, in particular because they're so verbal, say things that make you laugh and make you think life is not as serious as you tend to make it to be. So when you look back and you think, that was serious, you think about something that one of these girls said and you go, maybe it isn't as serious as I thought. Because while I used to think that basketball was the world, I've learned different. It's not the world. There are other things out there.
Shots, Dad.
Couple of misses.
All right, Andrea.
You saw him in Chicago? Yeah, Chicago is a bad man too.
Oh, Butcher Billy blew me up on Chicago. 35 to 64. Ooh. Over the summer.
Pull. Pull.
Got it.
Put it in your office downstairs and turn that in the bedroom, and Nikki and I are going to take over the basement. And I said, son, here's the deal. I said, you know, I just live here and pay a few bills, but do you want to have that conversation with your mother? And then Will gets the Will face. So then the next I graduated in 1977. It took me until 2001 from 1977 to get into something that I really wanted to do and I really wanted to know more about. And it was difficult because being in a commission-based business is something that as a family man it's very difficult to do because you're not sure what your pay and your income is going to be. But I was able to survive it even though I almost went broke a couple times doing it, and became successful primarily because of the communication aspect of the business. Everybody says that you have to be a good salesperson or you have to be a good communicator, where you also have to be an effective strategist. Because when I went into the market in 2001, it was 30% down. The next year, 2002, the market was 20% down. So I went in at two of the worst years in the market and still I survived. Because if you do something consistent and you want to become good at your craft, you will find a way to do it. One of the movies that was published later in life, I think, has a lot to do with the conservative flavor of our business, and if anybody wants to watch this, it's called The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith in it. And it shows what he had to do to go through the business, to get into the business and succeed. I didn't have to go to the depths that he went, but there were days when I felt like I wasn't going to make it. In terms of a partnership, I couldn't have asked for a better partner than your mother. She stayed home with you guys for 15 plus years, and I think that made a difference. Whether or not you guys should have gone to Catholic school, we'll leave for another day or another time. That was very important. The spirituality that we all face is very important, and particularly now. I enjoy the fact that I can go visit my children in different parts of the country, that I still have a brother left that I can call up and say hello to and discuss common experiences with. Looking back on it, I wish I had done more.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I couldn't complete my
A
homework.
mating display.
A mating display. Okay. I'm sorry, Professor, but I couldn't complete my homework because of giving birth to an antichrist. Way to hail us down, Pat. That's been all our scoring.
7-4.
Okay, well, you're going to have to captain her in and out when I put it on the, when I go get the truck, you're going to have to drive it up on the trailer.
Okay.
Done that before?
Nope.
That's the first time for everything.
Yep.
All right. I'll just give you a little instruction and you should be just fine.
You betcha.
Importance of family. The one thing that I have learned over a period of time about family is when you go out and you have your friends and you develop a lot of relationships, people will say, oh, don't worry about it, you're my friend, I'll take care of you and whatnot. But as people go through their lives, they realize that they have to become more stringent in taking care of themselves. But the thing about having a mother and father or sister and brothers and people who really care about you is that no matter where you are or what you do, they may not like what you say, but at least when you call on the telephone, they'll listen. And they will try to help you as best they can, whether it's emotionally or whether it's financially. You can go to family because they can tell you the truth. They can tell you what they think. And at the end of the day, it's no fault. And what I mean by no fault is you may not like what they say, but they still love you. They still care for you. They're not going to throw you out on the trash pile. That's the importance of family, of having somebody that you can always go back to and ask a question and lean on and get a truthful answer and feel loved or supported. My parents, my grandparents, and all the people around me, I owe more than that. So out of respect for them and what they did by the faith and the lives they lived, because they lived tougher lives. They grew up in separate but equals. They grew up through world wars. They grew up not believing or believing that the world was stacked against them, that they didn't have the opportunities or the chance. I have had every opportunity. I have every chance. Now, whether I've used it, that's debatable, because here again, I didn't know what I didn't know. But by faith, I'm still here. Will is going upstairs because this is the part of the interview that is supposed to be mine. It is difficult to describe how much you all mean to me. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of each and every one of you. It is my hope that whether I'm here or not, that you all remember that each day is a gift, and each day in my life, the gift, whether I saw you or not, was you. Martin Luther King said in a speech, like anybody else, I would want to live a long life, but I'm not concerned about that now, because I may not get there with you, but I certainly have gone through some of it with you. And as Robert Frost has said, the road less traveled by has made all the difference. The difference for me has been all of you guys in my life. In particular, besides you, Barry, my last remaining brother, and you, my kids, my hope for the future. Mary, you saved my life. And going forward, you have to know that. You have to believe that. And you have to understand that, like God, without you, there would be no me. I love you guys. Be well, and may God speed you all. Well,